Have you ever taken a red-eye flight? If so, what was your experience like? Let's dive into the world of these late-night voyages. The term red-eye is not about a mythical creature or a rare disease. It's a term used to describe a particular type of flight, a commercial one that departs late at night and arrives the next morning. The name quite vividly refers to the bloodshot eyes passengers may sport due to lack of sleep. A bit dramatic, don't you think? But it's not all about sleep deprivation. Red-eye flights serve a crucial purpose. They are the unsung heroes in the world of aviation, particularly for business travelers. Imagine you're a busy executive with a meeting in a different city early in the morning. A red-eye flight is your savior. It lets you travel overnight, arrive at your destination early, and saves you the cost of a night's accommodation. Efficiency and economy, all in one package. These nocturnal journeys have been around for quite some time. The concept was introduced way back in the 1930s and 1940s, but it wasn't until the 1960s that they started to become more common. The first recorded red-eye flight was operated by American Airlines in 1959. Delta Airlines, on the other hand, is credited with pioneering the concept to utilize idle aircraft at night. Talk about making the most of what you have. It's fascinating, isn't it? The busiest red-eye route is from Los Angeles to New York, with over 25 flights per day. These flights aren't just popular, they're also incredibly useful for airlines and airports to manage passenger flow and utilize aircraft more efficiently. So, whether you're a business traveler looking to save time and money, or you're simply a night owl who prefers the tranquility of the late hours, red-eye flights could be your ticket to a whole new travel experience. So, next time you see a late-night flight, you'll know it's not just a regular flight. It's a red-eye. But where did this concept of red-eye flights come from? Let's travel back in time to the 1930s and 1940s, when the concept of red-eye flights was first introduced. The world was coming out of the Great Depression. Aviation was becoming more accessible, and people were starting to explore the possibility of traveling overnight by air. However, it wasn't until the 1960s that red-eye flights really took off. This was an era of rapid social and technological change, and the aviation industry was no exception. Airlines started realizing the potential of utilizing their aircraft during the idle nighttime hours. The first recorded red-eye flight was operated by American Airlines in 1959. This was a significant milestone in the history of aviation, as it marked the beginning of a new era of overnight air travel. Picture this: passengers boarding a late-night flight, settling into their seats, and waking up the next morning in a different city, ready to seize the day. It must have been quite an adventure for those early red-eye travelers. But it was Delta Airlines that really pioneered this concept. Recognizing an opportunity to utilize idle aircraft at night, Delta started offering red-eye flights as a regular service. This was a smart move, as it not only maximized the use of their aircraft but also catered to a growing demand for efficient and time-saving travel options. Over the years, red-eye flights have become increasingly popular, particularly among business travelers. They offer a convenient way to travel long distances without wasting a day, and they can also save travelers the cost of a night's accommodation. From their humble beginnings in the mid-20th century to their widespread use today, red-eye flights have truly revolutionized the way we travel. They've made it possible for us to go to sleep in one city and wake up in another, ready to take on whatever the day has in store. Red-eye flights have indeed come a long way since their inception, and who knows what the future holds. Perhaps one day we'll be catching red-eye flights to the moon or Mars. But for now, let's appreciate the convenience and efficiency of overnight air travel here on Earth. So, just how popular are red-eye flights today? Well, let's dive into the numbers. Red-eye flights have been soaring in popularity, especially among business travelers. This unique breed of traveler often has a tight schedule to maintain, and red-eye flights offer an appealing solution. They provide the opportunity to travel overnight, allowing them to arrive at their destination in the early morning, ready to jump into a full day of meetings or events. The time saved is not just a luxury, but a necessity for them. Now let's look at the busiest red-eye route. That award goes to the route from Los Angeles to New York. More than 25 flights traverse this corridor each day, making it a bustling highway in the sky. This frequency is a testament to the demand for these flights. But it's not just the passengers who benefit from these nocturnal journeys. Red-eye flights are a strategic move for airlines and airports alike. During the day, airports are often congested, and slots for takeoff and landing can be hard to come by. But at night, when most passengers are tucked away in their beds, the runways are less crowded. This allows airlines to operate more flights and serve more passengers. Similarly, airlines can utilize their aircraft more efficiently with red-eye flights. Instead of having planes sit idle overnight, they can be in the air, generating revenue. It's a win-win situation for both airlines and passengers. The popularity of red-eye flights is a reflection of our fast-paced world. They offer a solution to the challenges of time and efficiency, allowing travelers to maximize their day and airlines to optimize their operations. Clearly, red-eye flights are a hit among travelers, but why? That's a question we will delve into in our next segment, where we'll discuss the pros and cons of catching these overnight flights, so stay tuned for that. As with anything, red-eye flights have their advantages and disadvantages. Let's delve into the world of late-night flying and come to understand both the perks and pitfalls. First, let's talk about the pros. One of the most significant benefits of red-eye flights is the early arrival at your destination. Imagine this. You close your eyes in New York and open them in Los Angeles, ready to seize the day. This can be particularly advantageous for business travelers who have morning meetings and want to hit the ground running. Additionally, red-eye flights can be a budget-friendly option. By flying overnight, you can often save on a night's accommodation. This cost-saving aspect can be a real boon for thrifty travelers or anyone looking to make the most of their travel budget. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Red-eye flights also have their share of cons. The most obvious one is the potential for lack of sleep. Even if you're someone who can sleep anywhere, airplane conditions are not exactly conducive to a good night's rest. The limited space, noise, and occasional turbulence can make it challenging to get quality sleep. This lack of sleep can lead to what is known as red-eye syndrome, giving these flights their name. The fatigue can lead to bloodshot eyes, grogginess, and an overall feeling of being unwell. For those who have important activities planned for the next day or struggle with sleep deprivation, this can be a significant downside. Another con to consider is the potential discomfort. Late-night flights often mean long hours spent in cramped conditions, which can be uncomfortable for many. For those with certain health conditions, this discomfort can be exacerbated. In conclusion, red-eye flights offer a unique blend of pros and cons. They can offer early arrivals and savings on accommodation, but can be marred by lack of sleep and discomfort. Whether a red-eye flight is right for you depends on your travel needs and preferences. So, we've taken a journey through the world of red-eye flights. These nocturnal journeys, whose name so aptly captures the weary eyes of their passengers, have been a part of our travel landscape since as far back as the 30s and 40s. But it was really in the 60s, and with a pioneering push from Delta Airlines, that they took flight in the true sense of the word. The first recorded red-eye took to the skies with American Airlines in 1959, setting the course for a new way to utilize idle aircraft at night. Fast forward to today, and the busiest red-eye route is the transcontinental trip from Los Angeles to New York, boasting more than 25 flights daily. These flights have found particular favor among business travelers, offering the allure of a dawn arrival and a saved night's accommodation. It's a balance of pros and cons, with the benefits of efficient time management on one hand and the potential for sleep-deprived bloodshot eyes on the other. But with a little planning and preparation, the scales can often tip in favor of the advantages. Red-eye flights have also proven beneficial for airlines and airports, helping manage passenger flow and optimizing aircraft usage. In a world where efficiency is king, these flights have carved out a niche that is undeniably practical. Now that you're well-versed in red-eye flights, would you consider taking one? Perhaps you're a business traveler looking to maximize your time, or maybe you're a night owl who doesn't mind trading a few hours of sleep for an early arrival. Whatever your circumstances, red-eye flights offer a unique and often advantageous option for travel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Safe travels!